Hello everybody and welcome. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Veronica and I'm one of the educators on the Visual Art Saturday School programme called Art Stars at Rosetta Art Centre. I hope that you're all doing well today, and yeah, it's good to see you. Thank you for joining. Today we are going to create something called a scène quotidienne, which is French for a scene of the day, which could be any scene we could see in our day-to-day lives. So a marketplace full of people, children in a park playing on the swings, people feeding ducks, something that we'd see a snapshot of daily life. Because I know over the last few weeks that we've been focusing on drawing the human form. So last week with Annie, I know you learned all about body proportions and drawing the human figure. The week before with me, we did facial features and proportions, and we've looked at still life as well. So what we thought would be really good today would be to consolidate all of your learning to do a picture of a person and then incorporate it into a daily scene, and how we can do that. So I had a look online for some inspiration, and I really like David Hockney's work, and the colours are so bright and vivid. So I've gone with that for my inspiration, and I'm going to show you step by step how we can do a drawing like this. I'd like you to personalise it and make it your own a bit. So as we go through, I'm going to give you some suggestions for how you can do that. And yeah, suggestions for how, if you want to make it a little bit harder and incorporate more people in, you can do that. But like I say, you're going to be following me step by step, so it will be broken down into manageable chunks. What you will need is a sheet of paper, a pencil, nice and sharp please, an eraser if you've got one, your watercolour paints and some brushes, and a jar or two of water. And we're going to start with the drawing. So we're going to work a landscape, which is this way up, and we're going to start how we often do when we're doing drawing. We're going to practice a little bit with line pressure to get us into good habits, because we want to draw really lightly in pencil today as ever, and especially as we're going to be painting in watercolours, it looks better if we can't see too many of the pencil lines on there. So just on your page, do you want to start by doing a row of very dark pencil lines like that, as many as you want, just so you can see. And under the dark pencil lines, do you want to do some medium pencil lines, slightly lighter, and some very light pencil lines? And today we're just going to be using the very light lines all the way through. There we go, so you should barely be able to see them. Like I always do, my lines are going to be a little bit darker because I want you guys to be able to see what I'm doing basically, but please don't apply much pressure with your pencil when you're drawing. Okay, so you can start on the other side so we don't see those lines. And what we're going to do to start, I want to do a circle for the head. We don't want to make it too big, so we need to fit the body in as well. So I'm going to start on the right hand side. I'm going to do it quite high up, so I've got room for the body. So if you remember with Annie, we're all different, we all vary, but most people, their body is equal to 7 or 8 heads. So we want to leave room to put 7 or 8 the size of the head in. So I'm going to start quite close to the top on my right hand side for my person, and I'm going to do an oval like that. There we go. Like I say, mine's quite dark because I want you to be able to see. Please make yours lighter than mine. Okay, so just start like that, and I'm going to put a curved wall in like that in my picture. So I'm going to start on the left hand side, and you can just rest your arm down as you draw, and just draw a curved line across below the head. I'm going to start quite close to the bottom, so I want to leave room for a lawn and some bushes and a sky above, so not too high. like that. I'm just going to do a curved line across, like that, all the way across the page. And then about 5 centimetres up from that, I'm going to draw another curved line. There we go. Okay, so that's our wall. And next, we've got this piece of blue here. So I think from the view Hockney was drawing from when he drew this, there was a table and there are some pencils and pens on top of this. So imagine if we're sitting in a garden and looking out, there'd be a table across. So I'm just going to draw a line straight across, rest my arm down, start at the corner and do a line across like that. Okay, and I'm going to start to add on my person's body. So you can remember with Annie last week, you looked at how you could use the head to measure the length of the body. So just use your fingers like this around your head. That's the size of my head. And I want to go about 7 down. So let's see how much room I've got. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'll go 7, so I want to leave room for the feet. So I've just put a little dot at the bottom of my page for the length of my body, and then extra super light pencil line, because you want to rub this out afterwards. We're going to make it look a bit like a stick figure, so we know the length of our body, and just really super lightly, much lighter than I'm doing mine, please, just do a line down from the head to where that dot is, like that. So actually, if you're drawing people, stick figures is quite a good place to start, because you can draw the stick figure and then flesh them out and give them arms and legs, make them broader. Okay, and when we've done that, we're going to, our person standing to the side here, we've got a side profile. So we're going to add on the shoulder. We're only going to see it on one side, so we only need to add one on. So I'm going to measure my head again, and from the bottom of the head, I'm going to measure to the side like that and just put a small circle, a dot to the side. So that's where I want my neck and shoulder to end. And again, really, really lightly in pencil, just do a circular shape like that. This one's going to be rubbed out afterwards, so I know where the shoulder and the neck want to come down to, and then we're going to use this as a template to draw the body. So I'm going to draw an arm down, and across, like that. I think his top's going to stop shortly after the arm. And I'm going to give him some legs, just going to see because of the angle. One leg, bend. And there's a bit of room at the bottom, so I'm going to give him a shoe. And obviously we've got that straight line going down the front, so we want to just make that slightly more rounded, and then we can rub that line out, and we've got again, this is why we want to do it lightly in pencil, we've got the line going through the middle of the wall, which is behind. It's easy to draw it first, and then, like I said, if it's done lightly in pencil, we can just rub it out. We don't see any of the pencil line, so we can rub out the circle as well. There we go. There is our person. Okay, and I'm going to give him a face as well. So obviously we've already covered facial features. We don't need to be, as our face is very small, we don't need to be so precise with the detail. There's not really much room for us to put the lines in and rub them out. So I'm just going to estimate about 1/3 of the way down, or just above half. And like I say, for the eye, and like I say, we've got a side profile, so we're just going to put one eye in, the nose, and half the mouth. We're not going to, he's not looking at the camera, he's looking to the side. So I'm going to do, for the eye, if you remember, I will do a downward facing semicircle like that. And then an upward facing semicircle. And then a big circle inside that for the iris. And then a small black circle inside the iris. If you've got room, you can put some lashes on, don't worry if not. And just give this person an eyebrow. What would be good is if you copy me step by step to draw this person I've done, but then like I say, if you want to personalise, you can draw another person on as well, or change his clothes. There we go. And I'm going to do for a nose on the side, I'm just going to do a curved line going down. Then a nostril. And give him a mouth, so he's smiling. There we go. And some lines on top and below for the lips. Skinny C for the ear. And I'm just going to draw some hair on. Or in fact, if you want, you can just copy this drawing and then maybe turn it into yourself at the end. So give the person your hair. Just follow my steps for now, and then like I say, at the end, I'm very happy for you to personalise. There we go. And we have our person. And next, I want to add a bit of this background detail on. So I want to put a fence behind. I want to put some plants here, just above where the wall is as well. So for the fence, it's coming quite high up here. What I want to do, in fact we've got a flower bed as well, so I'm just going to draw a line straight across that stops at our man, our person. So just a line straight across horizontally, and then on top of that, just a few centimetres above, I'm going to do another horizontal line, and we stop once we get to the man. And for the fence, I'm going to do a short rectangle. And then about roughly 7 centimetres on from that, 7 to 10 centimetres. I'm going to do another rectangle. I'm going to fit 3 of them in, one next to the person's face. Like I say, these are very dark, so you can see. Please keep yours a little bit lighter. And then I'm going to do, near the top of that, I'm going to do a very long horizontal line. Cutting across for the top of our fence, and about ½ centimetre to 1 centimetre down, I'm going to repeat that line. It's always good to try and avoid using a ruler in art. Just use your hand. It doesn't have to be completely straight. Or just rest your arm and your hand down on your table or wherever you're leaning. So there's the top of our fence, and then about ½ centimetre down from that, I'm going to draw another line. And another line. Beneath it. There we go. Okay. And we've got this bush or area with the plants growing up the side. It's a bit like a growing wall actually. So I'm going to do a curved line from the side of our person, and then we'll fill it with plants in a minute. Okay, so I think we can add some of the detail on now. I really enjoy drawing this wall actually and the bricks on there. So why don't we start with that. Again, really lightly in pencil, so you want to rub these out afterwards. I'm going to draw rectangles with soft edges, following the shape of the wall across, so 3 rows of those. If you've got more room you can do more, or if it's quite a small wall, do less, just do 2 rows. Like I said, I'm doing rectangular shapes with a curved edge. If you prefer, you can just do rectangles or squares or circles. We just want to give the impression of the bricks, the shapes within of this detailing. Do those all the way across. Like I say, 3 rows, I could probably fit 4 in mine actually, but we're all going to have, there was no set exact space for the size of the wall, for how wide it was, so you might do more or less than me, or make your bricks bigger or smaller dependent. And I think it's quite nice as well if you follow the instructions but you're given the chance to personalise it a little bit, so they're all a bit different. There we go. There we go, and I can fill in another row underneath. I might, just because of time, just leave that there. But like I say, if you've got room and you'd like some more, then you are more than welcome to add another row of bricks or 2. Now, so I'm going to do this area here. It's a bit like a flower or a plant bed. So this is just above the wall. This line we drew here. So I'm going to draw some different plant shapes. So I'm going to do, this one looks a little bit like an octopus. I'm just going to draw lots of long curly lines, like that. I can draw this way up now so you can see easily when I'm drawing the more intricate parts on. Like I said, I know mine's really dark, please do yours super lightly. I'm just doing that so you can see. There we go. And I'm going to do, you could do some flower shapes like this. Just do some circles. So you can copy me if you want to personalise the flower bed a little bit and draw some of your own flowers on. However you like to do that, then that's absolutely fine. You are very welcome to do so. Some big leaves and some ovals and some circles, and we'll fill these in green at the end. Little clusters of circles. Cloud shapes, lines. In fact, don't make them too small just because it's a little bit difficult, because we're going to paint the brown first around them for the soil. So if they're too intricate, it can be a bit harder to paint around. So just fill that up. There we go. Okay, and oh, in fact, I'm going to put a nice cactus in mine like I've done on the original. So just going to do, for the space, do a circle, do a long oval, and then on top I'm going to do lots of long ovals, I think 4 like that, stacked on top of each other, overlapping, and then a few going out to the side, and a small one on top. Got a tiny bit of room, so I'm just going to fit a tiny extra one there. There we go. Okay, and we've got this bit behind here, which is like a growing wall. So I might do a few more of these octopus leg shapes to be indicative of some of the plants growing on there. Some flower shapes. We just want it to be really full with green, or looks like green leaves and shrubbery. Again, you can personalise this as you please. I'm going to do lots of circles. There we go. Okay, brilliant. And just on this corner here, I think as if there was a tree in the corner, I'm just going to do some leaf shapes coming over like that. And brilliant, well done, you've finished your drawing. Like I say, we've got some space here. I thought that as we're quite new to drawing the figure, we'd just start with one person today, a side view. But if you want to use the space and you'd like to do a picture of yourself or another person standing there, they could be facing each other, having a conversation. If you want to have a little challenge, then you are more than welcome to do that, or you could use the space to draw some cats or some plants or anything that you like. It's your drawing. Now I'm going to paint using my watercolours. I have a couple of cups of water with me. Remember, it's really important that artists change their water all the time, so if the water gets dirty it affects the colour of the paint. And the great thing with watercolours is we can build the colours up nicely. So the first wash of colour tends to be really light, and then when it dries we can add more of the same colour if you want it to be brighter. So I'm going to use the green for the grass. I won't paint the whole thing, because that will take me a little while, and I don't think it will be that interesting for you, but just to give you an idea of how to start. So just I'm going to fill out the large areas first, so the lawn, the light pink on the wall, the sky, and then the smaller areas like the plants, and the more intricate lines, and even the person. Do those last when your colours have dried. So I'm using lots of water with my first wash here. A nice long thin brush strokes. Try and move in one direction. Remember, if you hold your brush lower down, you're going to have more freedom. And like I say, I took inspiration from Hockney's work and the colour scheme. And there's some lovely, what we call complementary colours, so colours that go well together. So if you have a colour wheel and you look at the colours that are opposite each other, they're called complementary colours, so they look really good together. An example is green and red, or green and pink. Blue and orange, they're my two favourite colours actually, blue and orange. They look fantastic together. Yellow and purple. But if you, like I say, want to personalise and add your own colours, not use the same ones as me, then you are more than welcome to do so. This picture isn't aiming necessarily to be photo real, So you could even, if you want to do a pink lawn, yellow sky, anything like that, that's absolutely fine. But like I say, just whatever you do, just start with a lighter wash for each colour, and then you can build up the colours. So when this green dries, if I want to make it more vibrant, brighter, and really kind of pop off the background, when it's dried, I can move on to another area, and then when it's dry I can put another layer on top. Okay, and then for example, for this area here, I want to go around the plants, so I'm going to get a nice brown colour. My flower bed, darker than my original actually, that's okay. So just go up to the edges. Oh, and another great thing about watercolours is, if you make a mistake, if the colours run, all you need to do is get a tiny bit of tissue and dab it, and it comes off straight away. So it's nice and easy like that. If you're going around the edges, maybe use a nice thin brush, that will make it easier. And yeah, really take your time when you're going around the more detailed areas, so you don't cut into that detail. And do separate areas at a time. So can you see I've done the lawn, I'm going to do the, like I say, the flower bed above the wall now. And as that's drying, I can then move on and do the sky. I'm not going to try and, say, paint the plants or the flowers on the wall straight afterwards when it's still wet, because the colours will run into each other, especially as, like I say, with watercolours, we're using quite a lot of water, so they can run, and we don't really want that. So do each area at a time. Large areas of block colour first. And then, like I say, when each area is dry, you can then come in and add the detail. Choose a nice blue for the sky. Nice and light at first. So I'm just showing you as an example here. Like I say, you can use whatever colours you would like. Oh yeah, and I'll just show you the wall. So I've got a really, really watered down pink there. That's what I've used. Really, really watered down. So really getting the water in my pink. Put some at the side. I'm just very carefully painting around each of the bricks. And like I said, I really want them to pop out against background colours. So when that's dry, when that pink's dried, I could go and get a bright, I've got a different shade, I've got a bright red. Quite a lot on my brush, and again I can build that up, and then I've just painted each of the bricks individually. Again, like I keep saying, just make sure each area is dry. So when you've done the wall, move on to a different section before you do the bricks separately, and just colour in the different areas, paint them in, and you will have a finished picture. Now, I know we normally ask you to do your own task afterwards in your style. I'm thinking that with time, I appreciate this might take the full lesson to do this one. So if you find it quite challenging, you can just copy me and do the picture like me, following the steps. If you want a bit of a challenge, like I say, you could try adding another person in. Maybe have two people facing themselves. It could be a picture of you. You are more than welcome to personalise and put your own flowers in. If you want to add some animals, anything like that. Use your own colours, that's absolutely fine. If you do have time and you want another challenge, or you want to do this in the week and you've really enjoyed it, what you can do is make up your own scene. So you might want to draw members of your household in a certain area of the house with the background in as well. And please send it in to us, because I love to see it. That's not, you don't have to do that, it's not expected, but it would be amazing if you want to, and it would be really nice. Yeah, really nice to see what you come up with. Oh, and I took inspiration for my example, which I've just done for you, from some of David Hockney's work. So if you've got the internet, if you look up David Hockney to get some inspiration, he's got fantastic colour schemes he uses. So that will give you some ideas as well for when it comes to painting. So like I say, start with this. If you want to make it more complex, add more people in, change the colours, change it as you would like with flowers or plants or small detailing, which I've mentioned. If you've got time or you want a challenge in the week, you can make up some of your own scenes, either drawing people in your house. It's always good to draw from life and see things in 3D, or just go on the internet and find some images that you want to copy. But yeah, brilliant. Thanks guys. I look forward to seeing you shortly with any questions. Take care. See you later.